Right, I'll do a countdown.
Sorry,
Oh,
the cat's
yay!
just
We've got a
walked.
kitty cat. No, I love it when a cat walks in.
What
I,
can you do?
I love it.
Hi.
Hello and welcome
Hi.
to Mind Code podcast. I'm Victoria Armstrong and I'm here today with the lovely Sue Dilworth, a fellow author, I have to say, and one who I worked with her daughter many years ago. I think it's going back about 10 years. So our paths crossed again. Well, my paths crossed again with Laura, and I found out Susan had written and published a book. And to give you a quick intro, the book is based on her mum's life growing up in London, or outside, just in an area of London, but she'll explain that. So without further ado, I will hand over to Sue. So just explain then how you came across the material. Let's say it's so unique. You came across the material. Sorry, for your mum's story.
Well, it was after Mum died, and we were clearing out the house, my brother and I, and we came upon this drawer which was full of notebooks
Mm-hmm.
with Mum's writing. And when we looked, it was lots of notes about her life growing
Mm-hmm.
up in a Somers town.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we decided that, well, after a while, we were a bit busy clearing out, but we put them
Yes.
to one side
Yes.
and decided it would be good to keep them and write them up in a
Mm-hmm.
kind of an order because
Yeah.
they weren't in any order as such.
Ah, right.
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, it was just her notes. Some of them were chronological, but there were a lot. She also used technology, so she
Mm-hmm.
had a lot on her computer.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's brilliant. That,
So
that helps.
yes, it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we downloaded all of those, and eventually, my brother and I thought it would be good to actually make them into some kind of form, book
Yes.
notes, so that they were in an order, and
Mm-hmm.
that we would pass them on to the grandchildren and
Yes.
great
Oh, yeah.
grandchildren
Right. So
eventually.
was that your initial reasoning then to just have a chronological story for the grandchildren, not really to put a public?
No, there
No.
was no thought of that at all.
Yeah.
Nothing. It was just a legacy,
Yes.
really,
Yes. Okay.
from
Yeah. No, it
Mum.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
Why not?
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite important.
Yeah.
Social history, really.
Exactly, yes. I know it's for that time era. And just explain to anybody who doesn't know where Town is, can you give us a rough idea?
Um, yes. Well, Somerstown is a very small community.
Mm-hmm.
It's in London, northwest London, and it's kind of behind now the British Library.
Oh, okay.
The British Library was part of Somerstown, but
Mm-hmm.
they took the land and put the library there,
Right.
which is a beautiful
Mm-hmm.
addition.
Yes.
Um, it really is, isn't it?
It's a nice building. I've seen it from our website.
And so it's kind of just behind Euston Station, really, and
Mm.
it's probably no more than a mile and a half square.
Yes. Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's a small community which has been there for, it goes way back in history
Mm-hmm.
to well, even before, but there were a lot of, when the French Revolution
Oh, wow.
um, came about, there were a lot of immigrants, so there's still quite a lot of French names
Mm-hmm.
and influences
Right.
in the area.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And if anybody's heard, this is what fascinated me, if anybody's heard of the Pearly King and Queen from different songs, this is the area where it all originated from, wasn't it?
That's right. It was Henry
Yes.
Croft.
Mm-hmm.
Henry Croft was brought up in Somerstown orphanage. It was a workhouse, and
Right.
mums were there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he worked when he was 15, he came out and worked in the market.
Yes.
And so he was a road sweeper and a rat catcher, because
Oh,
that was a
wow.
really important
Yes.
job then.
Well, definitely rat catching.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he wanted to raise money for the orphanage.
Uh-huh. Brilliant.
So in his job, he worked among all the costermongers in
Yes.
the market who
Mm-hmm.
wore, to attract customers, they wore buttons sewn on their caps, their
Ah.
waistcoats, up the sides of their trousers.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the term Flash Harry comes from.
Oh, right. Okay. Didn't know that now.
Yeah. So, so he thought he could maybe copy that, but he
Mm-hmm.
went one better.
Yes.
And it took him months, but he covered a suit with pearl buttons. It
Yes.
was called a smother suit because it was totally covered.
Right.
And he started going amongst crowds of people,
Mm-hmm.
and he was very popular because he could entertain as well.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yeah. Make people
people were
laugh.
giving pennies, farthings, and he made money.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant.
But he thought he could do better,
Yes.
and so he decided to recruit. And
Okay.
yes,
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
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 And he recruited my great grandfather,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
George Dole, who
Mm-hmm.
was a costermonger.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he was the first Pearly King of St Pancras.
Right.
And
Brilliant.
just going back, Henry Croft was the Pearly King of Somerstown.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah, it's if anybody's visit London, you kind of see pictures at times, or there's reference to them, but I never knew the history behind them and why they had so many buttons. You know, so obviously where
Yeah.
they get the name from. So it was great just to find out if that. If you're intrigued already, I'll give Sue's website and everything at the end. But she's got all the pictures there. A lot of them are black and white, but it's great that they're there to back up the book, which is out there. So you're well. I suppose we could go the direction then. Is that where you grew up yourself from Somerstown, or had your mum moved away by the time you
Um,
came along?
I was born in Charing Cross Hospital and
Right.
taken home to St Anne's Flats.
Mm-hmm.
Um, these were built probably, I think, mid 1930s, and they were a huge improvement from the slums
Yes.
that was all that Somerstown had.
Right.
But yes, so my brother, who was 4 years old at the time as well,
Mm-hmm.
we lived there until I was 5,
Mm-hmm.
and then we moved out to Boreham Wood in Hertfordshire.
Right. Yes. This is improving my geography by the minute.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now this is interesting because obviously looking at the book, your name's on it, and your brother was there when you found the note. So did he choose not to co-author it with you, or did he just prefer to be in the background helping you to edit and put it
Yeah,
together?
well, my brother uh, is very good at writing,
Right.
and
Okay.
he loves doing that. He was always a great reader,
Mm-hmm.
and he we would have done it together, but I think he would have done the main job of actually
Yes.
putting the writing into a book
Into
or
structure.
into a
Yeah.
notes.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Brilliant.
But sadly, 9 months after my mum died, my brother died as well.
Ah, okay. So this is like a legacy from
Yeah,
him as well, his creation.
yeah. It was.
So, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Did he not get to see it published in the end then?
Um, it, no, no,
No. Okay. I see
no.
what you mean now. No, I didn't even know that from talking to you before. I didn't know he didn't get to see the end result.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't. The thing is, we hadn't started because it was 9 months after my mum died,
Yes,
and
yeah, you're
he
grieving.
he, he was quite
Excuse
he
me.
was quite unwell when she passed away,
Okay.
but strong enough to do what we had to do.
Yes.
He was always kind of person that looked on the bright side
Yes,
of
yes.
things.
Those are great people to have in your life.
Yeah, and he had
Yeah.
he had extra time with his granddaughters,
Mm-hmm.
which was brilliant because he saw them go into teenagers.
Yes. I was like, why was I asking about your brother? But it came into my brother question there that
Oh,
your
that's
brother
okay.
hadn't.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I just didn't know that. So, but no, it's a double memorial, double homage to them both. Then your mum and your brother's
exactly.
writing abilities. Yeah,
Yeah,
fantastic.
so
Yeah.
I couldn't really. I just put the notebooks away,
Yes.
not being able to even think about it
Mm-hmm.
for a time.
Yes.
And then it was about a year later that I thought about this, the notes and the
Mm-hmm.
grandchildren.
Yeah.
So I got them out and I looked at them.
Yes. What do I do with
and
this lot? Yes.
and I had to, all the sheets that had come out of the computer,
Mm-hmm.
I was cutting up into pieces and
Right.
then stapling them in to order.
Yes. Yeah, no, it makes sense because it's trying to get the storyline, isn't it? And make sure it makes sense and everything's factually and
Yeah.
chronologically correct. Yeah, I
um,
didn't have that pleasure myself, but
yes.
yeah, I know what you mean. You're trying to make it as accurate and as interesting as possible as well. You don't want to, um,
Yes.
yeah, you don't want to leave the important bits out or things that suddenly doesn't make sense. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I totally
And
get that. Yeah.
I, I, I shuffled the. I did. I started to write it in Readsy, which
Hmm.
I stumbled across because
Yes.
I'd never done anything
Yes.
like this.
That's it. You know, it's like going into the ocean in a boat and not knowing where
Yeah,
to go, isn't it? When you suddenly you've got a book and you're like, what do I do with it now? And there's so much out there
yeah.
when you get
I didn't.
going. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know where to write notes up. I could have
Yes.
done it
Yeah.
in Word, but
Yeah.
um.
That's
So
right.
anyway, yeah. So I just started putting these into a chronological order, and then started writing.
Yeah.
I broke them into chapters because that
Mm-hmm.
was
Yes.
easier.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the chapters and then they
Mm-hmm.
didn't make sense either.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
was
That no,
constantly,
I understand that. It's like, oh no. But
yeah,
yeah,
I'm sure you do.
there's a process, isn't there? There's definitely a process, and you have to get other eyes. Excuse me, sorry. You have to get
Yeah,
other eyes to come in and say,
yeah,
right, this doesn't make sense,
definitely. And that
and
was,
take that, yeah, take that on
yeah,
board and
yeah.
be
My
open to
son, I did
the
get,
criticism.
I did get other eyes. I
Mm-hmm.
got my son, Nick, who
Mm-hmm.
is very good at finding my mistakes, basically,
Yes. Yes.
or
Brilliant.
anything that doesn't quite add up.
Yeah.
But he was really helpful because when he said certain things, I was like, oh yeah, yeah,
Yes.
that makes more sense if you put
Mm-hmm.
it around that way.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
but it was
Brilliant.
a huge learning curve.
Yes. I'm sure it was. Well, I'm sure you've been asked this loads of times, especially because I know Sue's been out doing talks. You're obviously a celebrity of some sort, or well, better known now in the Summerstown community. She's a very, very modest lady, by the way.
Don't know about
Um,
that.
so I had to drag her onto.
Yeah.
Uh, um, have you thought about writing another one or doing a follow up? Or has anybody requested that from you?
Well, yes, actually.
Oh, okay, funny. Funny.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's putting memories together. I don't want to write a story, a fictional
A novel,
story.
yeah. Yeah.
And I have started collecting notes
Hmm.
on my dad.
Right. Oh,
Um,
cool.
Now he passed away quite young. He was 72, so
Yes.
he didn't have time to write notes. He was working,
Yes, he
and
was. Yeah, he was out there.
also
Yeah.
he probably wouldn't have written them anyway. He
Aye.
wasn't that sort of a
Yeah.
person.
Yes.
Um, Another cat, sorry,
I know that's all right. The cats are welcome.
just
Is he?
knocking everything over. Um, uh, yeah. So yes,
Mm.
I also tied in with the group that I made on Facebook, which is
All right.
called A Summer's Town Girl, the same title as the book.
Yes, we'll put all the links up.
I started. I've kind of jumped ahead, haven't I? Do you,
No, no, you haven't. You're
I've
perfect. No,
jumped
stay.
ahead.
No, no, you're fine. Stay on flow. Yeah, no, you're in the flow. It's first time girl on
The-
Facebook. Yeah.
yes, just butt in when you need to, because I once my memory starts to
No,
kick
that's
in,
fine. It's fine.
it's it's not very cohesive. It tends to
Yeah,
grasshopper.
that's okay.
But yes, so once the book was published,
Mm-hmm.
I thought, how do I do something with it?
Yes, get it out there.
Because I didn't want to make any money from it,
Mm-hmm.
really, because it was my mum's story.
Yes, yeah.
But obviously, you had to cover some kind of
Mm-hmm. Costs.
costs.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
Anyway, I created this group and got people joined because it was Somerstown and they
Mm-hmm.
were interested in
Yes,
the title of the book, obviously.
yes, it's a niche.
I now have, it's just been over a year, I've got
Ah, yeah.
343 followers, which
Okay. Yeah.
is quite
Yeah, it's
nice.
pretty good for, yeah. Like
And
you're not.
they're a lovely group
Mm-hmm.
because they're all a lot, well, everyone knows everybody.
Yes, exactly. Small places like that, would you believe, are the best type of support. Because there's somebody from the area or somebody connected with the area. They're straight in there. And I know this growing up in Northern Ireland because, there's been recent events there. But it's
Yeah,
amazing how a smaller place would rally around straight away, whereas bigger towns, bigger cities won't. It'll just be a small pocket. So
like,
it doesn't surprise me. And there's probably more who are connected there who just haven't heard yet because you haven't been. There's still a chance for you to be picked up by a big publisher. But had you had the big publishing budget that a lot of the publishers use for marketing, no doubt
um,
it'd be out there in a bigger way. But it's amazing how something. I mean, hopefully today will help because I felt it was something of. We get a lot of authors on here, and I felt it was something that was going to intrigue. There's so many people out there, and I was one of them for 6 years. I sat thinking about it, getting poked. Somebody mentioned a book or wanting to write a book, and I'm like, oh, I've got one half written. And then it was just a case of getting the right push. And I thought, do you know what? If I do this, I have to do this because if I, God forbid, something happened tomorrow and I was gone, I'd be lying there like, why didn't I finish that book? That would be the only thing going through my head. So when I get to
oh,
that point, so yeah, this has to be written one way
yeah,
or the other. So, but it's good
yeah,
that you've now started to look at your father
yeah.
because he's equally as important in terms of it's the history. People don't understand that time of history, and I'm putting it out there for you in terms of it would make a fantastic movie
Yeah.
because the younger generation love hearing about how things used to be before anything before smartphones come along intrigues
Yeah,
me because smartphones have just taken over the world.
that's
And
true.
yeah, so
Yeah,
anything prior to that, it's nice to know because I grew up in an era where you weren't sitting looking at your phones all the time.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
and even now my
exactly.
phone's flashing, and I turned it over because I thought, oh, I just set it down. I went, but I'm the type I go out with friends, and our phones stay in our bags, and if somebody's got kids at home
Yes.
or something like that, or there's something, it's announced beforehand, like I'm expecting a call or I'm going to check in later on. There we go. Your phone's like, don't leave me out.
Go away.
I know. And then I just turned mine over. I was like, stop flashing at me. So yeah, we're in that era, but something where, as you say, it was very humble beginnings in terms of, growing up in the
Oh, yeah.
slums, and your
It,
photos, I have to say, if you have a look at their websites, susandilworth.com, but I'll put the links down below. You see the pictures of the houses and the actual
yeah.
area. And it's one place, and I haven't been to London in a while, but if I do get the chance, I'll be straight to Euston Station, and, if I can get there to walk around, because I feel it's like a wee hidden gem, or a hidden secret now, that this wee pocket, there's a tiny wee pocket of history that's,
Yeah,
yeah, it
yeah.
deserves its place in the
It,
spotlight, I feel.
yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
incredible, really, because, as you say, it was basically slums.
Mm-hmm.
The house that my mum was born in,
Yeah.
um, two doors away, Charles Dickens lived at
Wow.
some point,
Yes,
and that
another
was a
great.
100 years before. And the
Yeah.
houses were old when he lived in them.
Yeah. That's Charles
Um,
Dickens. Wow. So the
so,
author energy's there.
yeah,
You
yes,
think about it, yeah.
it's very strange, isn't it?
Mm.
But they had it was infested. There were rats,
Mm-hmm.
bed bugs, and fleas, all sorts of
Yes,
horrible
nasties.
things.
Yeah.
You can't even imagine nowadays,
No.
really.
No.
Anyone. My dad often mentioned, well, not often mentioned, but he'd said in the past
Yeah.
that when his mother used to put the legs of the bedstead in tins of a carbolic solution
All right.
so that things wouldn't crawl up.
Yes. Right. Now that's good. Good. Good thinking, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, the wall used to get, as soon as the lights started to get dimmer, the bed bugs came out, and
Right.
he said he used to squash them against the wall,
Oh goodness.
and they had a distinct aroma,
Oh,
which
did
is not pleasant,
no? I'm gonna say can't
and
imagine.
you cannot imagine
No.
children.
Mm-hmm. Growing up in that.
Uh,
Yeah,
it,
they'd be taken away. The social services would be in,
oh
taken away.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah,
but that was the way
that's the
of
norm.
life for them. It
Yeah,
was,
it's
but
amazing.
as a community, they all helped each other
Yes. Yeah.
because they were all so poor.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it wasn't until a priest he was from the Magdalen College. He
Right.
came to Somers Town. It was given Somers Town as his area.
Yes.
And when he came there, he was from a very good family. He was absolutely appalled
Mm-hmm.
by the conditions. And it
Right.
was through him that the slums were finally got knocked
Improved.
down,
Yeah.
burnt down, and he raised money.
Mm-hmm.
Prince of Wales actually got involved.
Oh, fantastic.
Um,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
visited quite often Somers Town
Mm-hmm.
once he knew,
Yes.
and there's even a picture of him inside one of these slums with a family.
Oh, wow.
He
I didn't
actually
know
saw
that.
inside. Yeah,
Yeah.
what a difference.
Yeah. So that was Prince Wales. Was that Charles then, or the one before?
Um, let me think. No, it was
Wouldn't be
no,
Charles.
it wasn't Charles.
I
It
was gonna
was
say. I was gonna say
Edward.
it's
Edward
Edward was his. Yeah.
seventh,
His.
I think. The one who I think it was the one who became king and abdicated.
Oh, Edward then. Yeah, Mrs. and Wallace Simpson.
All
Yeah.
the historians are going to be saying, no,
No, we should have checked this out. No, but as I said, I'm only learning now, and it's great to hear that. So, but it's good. We can't know everything. We've got too much technology now to do our questions and answers for us.
no.
We don't really need to know. We just need to know the questions to ask it. So, but
Yeah,
yes, I do know it was Edward. I remember doing that at school. And Wallace Simpson, like he gave it up for her. So yes,
yes, that's
history.
right. Yeah,
You could go
yeah,
on. History's repeated itself, but with
yeah,
Harry. But yes, so yes, so that's what it took, I suppose, to raise its standard as somebody with a bit of authority, somebody with that background.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly. His
yeah,
slogan was "Housing is not enough,"
yeah.
and so the flats that Irene Barclay, she was the first woman
Mm-hmm. Oh
who
wow.
who
Yeah.
came in and got involved, and
Yes.
she designed the flats so they were kind of in a not a circle, but around a courtyard.
Right.
And
Yes.
inside the courtyard were these lovely washing posts,
Mm-hmm.
and in the middle, and from these hung all the lines. So you had
Right.
somewhere where you could hang up your washing to
Mm-hmm.
dry properly
Yes.
and meet with other mums. They'd actually made a little nursery
Oh, lovely. Yes, a very social
and
area.
a place, a room for the mums to meet,
Mm-hmm.
which they'd never had anything like that before.
Yes.
Um,
That's
my
fantastic.
my
Yeah.
brother actually went to the nursery.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Um, yeah.
yeah.
Um, so it was the communities that was stayed together because they were
Mm-hmm.
all kept in kind of in a community again.
Yes. Yeah. That's brilliant. Then, so your mum lived through the worst of it, and then your brother got to see
Yeah,
the new
yeah,
version, the new improved version. Then growing up.
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah. So Mum's book has when she was born in 1926, and
Mm-hmm. Wow.
all the I know
Yeah.
100 years, 100th anniversary.
Yes. Yeah. Right enough. Yeah. She would have been centenarian.
Um,
Centenarian.
and she describes the street games that they played,
Yes.
all the things that they didn't have any money, so they just
Yeah.
played whatever they could find,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Yeah.
Um, the way the traffic was, there wasn't really traffic.
Yes. So safe to play on
Horse
the
and
roads.
carts, the accidents that happened
Mm-hmm.
with she had a little cousin that was run over by a horse and cart.
Yeah. Oh.
Um,
Yeah.
which you think why, but
Mm-hmm.
because there wasn't much traffic, they didn't look out for these things, I guess.
Yes. So small kids could be
But
easily missed. Yeah. That's tragic, isn't it? That.
yeah,
Yeah. It's not. Yeah. They're not
it's a
fast. A
different
horse and cart isn't too fast, but yeah, for a kid.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a different world, really. Well,
Mm-hmm.
it is totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, I as I say, I put all the I got on Reads It, which I'd never heard of before,
Mm-hmm.
and then I wrote I wrote it, and then lots of people. It took me over a year.
Yes. Yeah.
Lots of people sort of like talked about it,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
then they
good.
said,
That's what
"Oh,
you want.
can we read it?"
Oh
And I was
wow.
like, "Oh, well, it was just for the great grandchildren and family, really, but."
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be really interested. This was like mum's friends, my friends,
Mm-hmm.
and other members of the family, the extended family.
Yes.
Well, I couldn't see myself sitting photocopying all
Mm-hmm.
these
Oh
this
God, no. You've got better things to do with your time.
yeah. So then I thought, I wonder if I could get it published.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, no, that's going to be impossible. So I just did a search and I found out that you can publish on Amazon
Mm-hmm.
through KDP Publishing,
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
something I didn't know.
No. Yeah.
And then, well, I just started to read up on that. It took me a while to find out.
It's a tough process. It took me full time 11 days. I had the book ready for the 10th October last year.
Yeah,
And my partner's mum was coming to visit, so I thought at least it'll be out of the way and a bit of excitement, while she's here. And it took me another 11 days. Thankfully, she stayed longer than that. But it
yeah,
took the full 11 days to figure out just the technology, the
yeah,
templates. Oh my goodness, it was, and I've got an IT background, but that's what I wasn't going to be beat by it. I thought, I've gone to this trouble, I've waited 6 years, I am not letting this, it has to be a solution.
yes. It was
And
what I always think with
yes,
everything.
and thankfully now we have what I love Susan calls ChatGPT, the chat man.
Oh, yes. He's very helpful.
Oh, well, he then, when I went to do the audiobook, he was my audio engineer. and
Oh, okay.
he kept you can have it in whatever mode you want, but he kept encouraging me. But I was trying to use my MacBook at the time for the the voice and
Yes,
things like
yeah.
that, and I got to the stage where I was calling it. I was using I can't even say it right now. Garage band, but I kept calling it garbage band because it's very sensitive and very annoying at times. And I was calling it garbage band, and it's no disrespect, but I just didn't know the settings. It
Oh,
helped me
right.
sort it out. It helped me preset them, and it was calling it garbage band, as well. And I thought, this AI's it. I think it saved a few grey hairs between the book itself, because you have to have it even for the Kindle. You have to have it in the .pub format, don't
Yes,
you?
yes, that's
And
right. You do.
PDF.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you change it, don't you,
Yes.
to download it. But so you've done an audiobook now.
I did the other book then. I just thought I'll get it out of the way. It's
That's
for
good.
the new year. So it was going into the new year as one of my New Year's resolutions. I just thought I'll get it up there. But it took a while because even though it was ready, now there's software that, even though you record it with this, it wasn't that quality that you want for audiobook. And again, ACX is the company that deals with the Audible.
Yes.
They're very
Oh,
fussy about the decibels, and that's what was causing me grief. And if you know the process of uploading the book, and then you've got the template, and your say your covers ski with, or your text isn't right, it was the
yeah.
same with the decibels. It would come back and say you're minus 2 decibels, you're plus 3 decibels too. It had to be in a certain range. And for anybody who needs that help, reach out to me, because I found this software, and it didn't matter what you recorded in. It didn't matter if you recorded in an empty room or a bathroom. It would bring your voice down to the right size, or
Oh,
the right decibels, the
level.
right range. So if you
Yes.
want, I'll pass it on to you as well. So you can record in any quality, and it will fix it. And it actually has an Amazon setting on it now. So they've obviously realised.
Oh,
And it's free. You get, well, I think I should be admitting this, but I think say you get 2 hours of audio time, then you can pay for it. But because
okay.
I've 2 or 3 email addresses, and I was just like, I want to get this done. I, didn't, I didn't get it done. I'm not going to use it again.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other bits and pieces out there, but ChatGPT recommended this Ophonic, it's called.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and it was, yeah, it got accepted, got to the point it just got accepted first time
That's
after
really
getting.
good.
So it was a godsend in that way. Then you have to redo your cover. My cover got, because once you upload it, it's not like Amazon where you upload it and you're approved within 2 to 3 hours. It was well, it was longer. It took nearly a week before
Um,
the audiobook was actually approved, but he came back first within 6 or 7 days and said my cover wasn't right, because they put the Kindle stripe on it in the corner, the bottom right corner. So you may have so I had to get my surname, which was all along the bottom, and squash it up a bit. And then I put a wee bit just to take the bare look of it. I put a narrated by the author. So if you're doing it
right.
yourself, you can do the same. But if you're obviously paying somebody else, they have a whole database there of, excuse me, voice
Yeah.
actors or voice people.
Yeah.
What you call
Yeah.
them.
Voice people. Yeah.
Yeah, but like your daughter, we'll give her a plug.
Yeah.
Laura,
Yeah. Well,
she's
yeah.
a voiceover.
Laura. Well, actually, I just got set up to
Yes.
try and record an
Mm-hmm.
audiobook of it.
Yeah.
Uses Audacity.
Oh
Um,
yes, yes. That's I think that's the main one, isn't it?
so she's set me up to do that. No, I don't think there's anything automatic. You can't. You have
No,
to
it's
adjust it all.
yeah. It takes it as it
So,
is. Yeah.
I've only just started experimenting,
Right. Okay. Yeah.
and it's quite.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so critical of everything I
That was
say.
that was me. I was like, but then I pronounced words wrong, and I'm like, I know the English language, and
Yes,
I'd laugh at myself. I just had to laugh,
yeah. Well,
but the mistakes I make, it's
yeah. And the thing is, it when you're just telling a story to a child or reading out
yes,
loud,
uh-huh.
it sounds fine. But when you record it, you think, oh, why did I go up on that word? Or why didn't I breathe before?
I know, and then I was so nervous. I was so paranoid about it being like sounding like I was reading a book. So I
Yeah.
tried to, as if I was telling the story to the microphone. This was my person, I'm talking away to it. I'm reading the words. I found loads of typos that were in the book, so I was able to update. So it's a good process to go through yourself, and I updated the book as a result. So anything from January, the book was definitely a better copy. But I was going to make a point there for you. With for the typos and things.
Yeah.
But there's a big market for it, and I don't know who's bought copies of the audio book. But you because you have the PDF of the book and you have the audio copy, you can upload into Apple Books, Google Play
Okay.
Store, and who was the other one that I
Reads.
Reads. That's how I came across them once I had the audiobook. I didn't know about Readsy until
Yeah.
um just
There's
with
a
the book. Yeah,
good reads, I think it's called, isn't
Goodreads.
it?
That's connected with Amazon because
Yeah, that's
one of
right.
my
It
friends
is.
from Northern Ireland found me on there because she says, "Yeah, I was able to find you." And she left my second review, I think. People who've read it, I've set up a little group online. Once you've read it, there's a barcode at the end, and you go
Yeah.
into inner
Yeah.
intelligence lab, I've called it. So there's other bits and pieces in there for people. Um, but people are going, "Oh, I finished your book, I finished your book," and I'm like, "Would you leave me some reviews?" But it's one of those
Yeah.
things people don't get
I
around to it,
know.
and I refuse to do fake reviews. I just thought, no, um, if people want to
Mm.
leave a review, it's their personal choice. You have to be,
Of course, yeah, of
yeah,
course.
you have to be
I
respectful.
just think I was desperate to get reviews.
Mhm.
And then I don't like the reviews where they just leave you stars
Yes, my first one was like
because I
that.
don't see the point of that.
Yeah,
That's not a review.
it still helps, Yeah, it's still good to
Yeah,
have those because my first one was like that, but then that detracted the second one. I don't know if any more now. You haven't checked. But it's funny because at the end of the month, I'm sort of like looking up my KTB and my audio account to see is there any royalties come this month because they pay 2 or 3 months
yeah,
behind, don't they?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
cheaper actually. You can buy your author copies, which I order. I've just ordered a batch this week.
Yeah,
And sell them, sign them, and sell them, and post them on. So one's winging its way
yeah,
to Northern Ireland as we speak.
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, but you've a good group built up there, and no doubt it'll get bigger over
Yeah,
time because
yeah,
it's a piece of history that
yes, yes.
you
It
know.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that we need to know about these things. It expands our own mind. That's what we're all about here. The inner mind expansion, the
yeah.
mind
Well,
hacks.
it
Yeah.
takes you into another place, really, because
Yes. Yeah.
we never experienced anything
Mhm.
like that. People nowadays, and certainly
Yeah.
not the younger generation.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
the fact when my mum talks about when her and my dad, the families kind of knew each other,
Mhm.
but they belonged to the everyone during the war had to over 16 had to join something.
Right.
It'd be a youth club, a first aid, something.
Mhm.
And they joined the St Mary's Church Club, which
Yes.
this priest uh, I told you about earlier,
Uh
he
huh.
was in charge of that. And they held dances, they had a
Lovely.
library, they
Yeah.
had table tennis.
Mhm.
Mum was about 16, dad a little bit, maybe 6 months older, same age
Yes.
really.
Yeah.
And uh, when they were about 17, there was a dance on a Saturday night, which they
Mhm.
had. And she talks about how she was dancing with my dad, Joe,
Mhm.
and he danced her out of the back doors and kissed her. And
Charmer.
that was the start of their
That old
romance.
chestnut.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
that's love. It's so sweet.
yeah. But she talks about because he was then called up
Oh
into
yes.
because of the war.
Yeah.
He went into the Royal Navy. I
Mhm.
always wonder, he couldn't swim. And
Right.
I wonder why they recruited people who couldn't swim.
Yeah. Did they not
You
teach
think
them?
they'd put them in the army? But anyway, that
Yeah.
was. Um, and she was broken-hearted, of
Yeah.
course, absolutely. And her mum thought she was make herself ill. She
Mhm.
wouldn't eat,
Ah.
she was.
Yeah.
But of course, there was no communication.
Mhm.
Nowadays, pick up your smartphone, send a message. You
Yes.
could talk to somebody, but
That's right.
then you
Yeah.
didn't know what was happening to
Yeah.
them. And she was in a really fretful place, and
Oh.
that was why there were a lot of marriages, early marriages. They got married when they were 18,
Yeah.
mum and dad. So
Yeah.
because he was still in the Navy for a few more years, and just to know that if you love someone, you were married to them.
Yes. Yeah.
So it must have been hard. Just going back to the no communication, smartphones, things like that.
Yeah. It was just suddenly cut off. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
would have a, from a mental health point of view, it would have that effect, especially being so young where you're not used to that.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
like you're suffering a loss or a death at the
Yes,
same, in that
yeah. Well,
sense.
it
Yeah.
could have been. You
Yeah.
don't know because
Yeah.
it was
Especially.
war.
Yeah.
But she also talks about when she was 13 and the wars had started, that they were evacuated
Yes.
to Leicester, and her mum fell seriously ill. She had an ectopic pregnancy,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
she nearly died because she had to have emergency surgery. So there was mum, 13, with the baby of the family, who was 9 months old, and her two 6 and 7-year-old brothers. And
Yes. Wow.
my nan begged her to keep them together because if they got put with different families, she was afraid she might not find them again.
Yes, that's true.
So
Yeah.
my mum at 13 was in charge of it,
Wow, that's
and
very young.
she actually ran away to avoid the ladies' WRVS, the voluntary service,
Yes. Oh,
because
wow.
they come and help you, but she didn't want their help so she ran away she didn't know
Yeah.
where she was going. She just packed a bag with some water and apples and milk for the
Yeah. And she
baby in
took
her
them with her.
arm,
Yeah.
two little boys, and just got
Oh,
on
wow.
buses.
Yeah. Just kept
She
going.
found her grandmother in the end, and that
Fantastic.
all worked out. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I
Oh, it
mean,
fell. Oh, it fell
it's
into place. I was very brave, like with a young baby, and even for somebody in their 20s today to do that, it's still it's a
well,
jump of.
she was 13 and did it. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's amazing. A leap of faith at every level, isn't it? Okay, so we're coming. We're not at the end just yet, but
yeah,
a
nearly.
question the question that pumped into my head was, as a person, how do you feel now publishing the book? You've officially got customers, so now you're officially a published author. How do you feel it's changed you?
Um,
Has it helped you grow as a person?
yeah, definitely. It kind of opens up your mind a lot to possibilities
Yes.
because finding that drawer full of notebooks,
Yes.
I'd never dream in a million years that it would end up in a book that
Yeah,
was
of course.
published
Yeah.
and people bought it. I, if you
But
told me that then, I would have said you were crazy.
yes.
Um, it it just it kind of had a life of its own, I think.
Yes, it sounds like it.
Um,
Yeah.
it grew legs and
Started running. You had to run to keep up.
pushing me.
Yes.
Um, and I often think of Mum because think of her all the time, but this
Yes.
particular thing,
Yeah.
she even in her 80s, when she retired, she never stopped. She belonged to drama groups, singing groups,
Wow. Yeah.
and in the end, she produced her own
All
talks,
right. Yeah.
and she had about 30 of them, and they were all on singers, composers of around the 30s and 40s,
Right.
old-time musical pantomimes,
Uh-huh.
all these things. And
Wow.
she bought herself a speaker, and
Mm-hmm.
all the right equipment. This is in, she's in her late 70s,
Yes.
and it was on a little trolley,
Uh-huh.
and
Wow. I didn't know this.
she'd go and speak to the old people, she called them.
Yes.
They were all younger than her, but she'd go to these local clubs
Yes.
that, and entertain.
Uh-huh. Fantastic.
Um, she downloaded music from onto her computer,
Uh-huh. Yes. The
made
internet.
CDs, took
Mm-hmm.
them with her, set it all up, played them, talked about them. And she said to me when she finally, about 88, she said, "Oh, I'm going to take a break now. Just a break."
88. Oh, wow. I
She said,
love her
would,
spirit.
would you like to do them? Now, at this point, I was
Yeah.
still had my children. Well, they
Mm-hmm.
always need to, even when they're older, but there was lots going on. And
Yes.
I said, Mum, I don't have the time. And
Yeah.
it's your thing.
Yes. It's her baby. Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
you did it and you do it brilliantly.
Mm-hmm.
It's, oh, I wish you'd do it. I wish you'd take, would Laura like to do it? And
Mm-hmm.
Laura's like, just in her early 20s, no, tell Nan no.
Bless her. Yeah.
Bless her.
Yeah.
Um, but so this to me is is payback time. Because,
Yes.
because in the end, Mum has got her way.
Yeah. They
I'm,
always do. Even from beyond the grave.
it's amazing, isn't
It
it?
is amazing that you, yeah.
I just often think it was a lot to do with the fact I wouldn't do her talks. She thought, oh,
I'll get you to talk
this is
about
not
me.
good enough.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, there's another, that's another topic that Stuart and I often bring up is the spiritual side of life. Do you feel
Yeah.
like she was around you? Did you feel her presence, her
Well,
energy was definitely giving you that
yeah.
motivation and bringing the right people to you, the right resources as such?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't think it would have worked otherwise. I
Mm-hmm.
do believe that.
Yeah. She
I
must have
did
been.
have an experience which I actually wrote at the end of the book in the part that I wrote, because
Mm-hmm.
obviously her notes didn't go right through.
Yeah.
Um, and she had been she was 96.
Is that what age she was in the end?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
that's a
was
great
a
age.
good age.
Uh-huh.
And she was in a really nice care home,
Mm-hmm.
and they called me to say, your mum, we think, is fading. So, of
Oh, yeah.
course, I went straight there,
Mm-hmm.
contacted all the family. Um, but it was strange because until everybody had been, which was over the course of 10 days, because she had
Yes.
the younger brother who was a
Mm-hmm.
baby when they were evacuated.
Yes.
He actually called her mum because he grew up in that time with
Yeah.
her,
Yes.
and he was very close, and he came as well. And we sat there, we sang to her, we read her
Of course.
poems. And it was 10 days. And because I was the closest, I was there obviously most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And on the 10th night, it was about 11 o'clock, and I said, Mum, I've got to go now. She was obviously not
Yeah.
aware. Well, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
think she was.
Yes.
And she said, no, she didn't say anything, sorry. Um, I said, I have to go now. But I said, it's really hard watching you struggling for breath, because that's a
Yes.
horrible thing that
Such a strong
happens.
woman, and then suddenly here she is reduced to,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I said, it's really hard, to see you doing that. You don't need to struggle anymore. You just
Oh,
don't
yeah.
need to. And I said, if you see anything, if you see a light or your mum,
Mm-hmm.
just go for it.
Yeah, you're giving her permission, which a lot of people
And
need, believe it or not. Yeah, that comes up quite a bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very strange, because I got a call 2 hours later to say
Mm-hmm.
she was on her way.
It's,
And
oh, you've given her permission to go.
yes, it was, yeah. And
Yeah.
when I got there, it's only I was there as quick as a flash. It's 5 minutes away, but
Yeah.
she'd just gone,
Uh-huh.
and
Oh,
I think she didn't want me there,
yeah.
probably because that happens quite a lot, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah. There's a lot of people fret. Um, and I wasn't there. I feel so I've disrespected, and I suppose with mediums and things, I've heard people come back and say to me, I'm so glad she's not angry. People feel their loved one is angry with them because they weren't there, and then they found out, through whatever mediums and psychics that actually your mum didn't want anybody there, or she waited till he's left, or she just wanted to say that final goodbye, and you know not give them that memory. At least they had a happy memory of them still talking and still alive,
Yes,
until they were
yeah,
actually officially then gone.
yeah. It makes
So it's a
sense
very
in a way
personal thing.
because
Yeah, yeah,
when I think of it, I really wouldn't want anybody there. I don't think
yeah,
because
yeah.
I suppose it's something you have to do on your own.
In a certain way, yeah. I mean, I know plenty of people. A friend of mine, his father wanted the family round him, and he took his last breath in front of all of them.
Right?
And
Yeah,
I think, but it was good for them because then they saw him
yeah.
go, and it was more. There's an acceptance, isn't there?
It was real. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
It's a strange thing
Uh huh. It's very
seeing
personal.
somebody.
I think there's no right or wrong. It's just if
No,
it's written
there
in
isn't.
our fate or destiny to be on your own to go, or if it's not, we just have to accept it.
Exactly,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. My dad, he was 72, had a massive heart attack,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that was strange because when we eventually, he was in his sleep. Um,
Yes. Yes, like
so
my own
it,
father. He
and he
always
lived
said
on, yeah.
he was going to sleep. Yeah.
But when my brother and I stood there, he was in
Yeah.
bed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I looked at him and I just said to my brother, "Where is he? He's not there." And
You feel?
you can
Yeah.
feel
Mm-hmm.
it's like they're gone.
Yeah.
It's just the body, and that
Uh-huh.
was the weirdest experience.
There's I've actually put this, I think, in one of my first couple of chapters in the book. They did an experiment back in 1905, and I can't for the life of me think you think I would know the doctor, but anyway, the doctor did an experiment where he weighed terminally ill patients just before the point of death, and then weighed them afterwards, and every time they were exactly 21 grams, 20 is it 21 ounces, and I should know this, 2.1 grams,
Yeah,
but it was the
it's okay.
same weight. So they could only attribute that was kind of like him trying to prove scientifically there is a part
Yes,
of us that leaves, because people have witnessed it. And I think
yes,
now it's got to the point where it's been picked up on camera, where you see something wispy or something. Oh, I'm getting
yeah,
goosebumps.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but this doctor, and it was sort of accepted because no doctor ever tried, or was documented as trying this experiment since.
yeah,
But the
yeah,
fact
yeah.
it was the same weight with every
I
patient that
know.
he
Yeah,
weighed,
it's
and there was,
amazing, isn't it?
so there has to be, because I mean, more recently, when my cat passed, she was 15, and they took her away. They put the needle into her and brought her back in. And I knew the exact moment that the vet, the nurse, was checking her pulse, or putting the thermometer on her chest. And she took it away, and then I said, "Oh, she's gone." And I just knew. I didn't see
Yeah.
anything. I just had a
Oh,
feeling. And she put the thermometer back on. She says, "Yeah, she has gone."
wow.
It was. I know. So there is something.
There is something, yeah,
There's
yeah,
something
definitely.
there.
Well,
Yeah.
when I got there, I sat there. It was about 1:30 in the morning, I guess,
Yes.
and I sat there and holding her hand and just talking,
Mhm.
crying a bit,
Yes.
and then after about 15 minutes, it was very dim in the room, but there was a light above her bed,
Oh wow.
and it switched on twice.
Mhm.
It went on, went off, and went on and went off.
Yes.
And I was like, what happened? And I
Yeah.
said, oh, you're up there, are you?
You just knew.
And
Yeah.
she always said to me, I don't want you to cry when I'm gone. And I said, well, I'm
Oh,
sorry, I might disappoint you.
I know, because I've been
Um,
getting wet-eyed here
yeah,
talking about her for some
I
reason.
know.
My left
And,
eye is in sympathy.
and I said, oh, you're up there, are you? You're telling me not to cry. Um,
Hmm.
and I said, well, sorry, I am.
Yeah, I know. It's not.
But
It's
I
not something
never
you can
forget
control.
that.
Yeah.
It was just so amazing that
Mm-hmm.
that happened. And
Yes.
and we are energy.
Totally. Yes. I believe
Where
that
does
now. Yeah.
energy go?
Mm-hmm. Just go to the
It
next
has
room.
to go somewhere.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she's in the next room. I love that saying, don't cry about me, don't worry about me. I'm just in the next room. And it
I
is
know.
always I
Yeah,
like
I
that
know.
because the amount of times, family, friends have said to me, I knew they were around. I could smell their perfume.
Yes.
Um, One friend, her granny, always used bleach in everything. And she says that's what
Oh,
my smell of her was bleach, TCP.
oh, how funny.
I know. So
Yeah,
she gets a quick whiff of that. She'll know her grandmothers, both of them would be around her quite a lot, and sending
yeah,
her funny. They've got a good sense of humor, which I love.
yes,
So they're making, my granddad
yeah,
does that with me.
yeah,
He would
yeah,
send funny signs and things and
yeah.
messages.
Well,
And why not?
my yeah,
Yeah, why
that's right.
not?
I
It's
mean, my
yeah,
dad smoked, and
yes,
he tried to give up lots of times, but people of
yes,
his generation did.
yeah.
And he gave up 6 weeks before he died,
Oh wow,
actually.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I always think, I bet he's thinking, wish I hadn't bothered.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because
But I
yeah.
often get a smell of cigarettes,
I was about to say you must smell
which
that.
isn't the
Yeah.
best smell, I must say. But
No, I'm not a smoker, so yes, it's not pleasant, but it's their calling card, I feel. It's their
yeah,
way of saying,
yeah,
I'm here. If you're having a low moment in your life, it's their way of kind of bringing us back up, which is what I know they love to do. I don't know what it is.
yeah.
My left eye is just
Oh,
streaming.
oh, bless
I'm in
you.
empathy with. No, so it's lovely. So, right,
Yeah.
before we wrap up, then I wanted to bring this to people's attention because how I got to know Sue through Laura was she needed help with her website, and I had just finished yes. So the book is available to buy on her website. Here's the book. Show us the back cover as well. There's a picture of the lady herself. There's Sue on the back. We went with her proper name as Susan. SusanDilworth.com. If you were to give anybody a message who's thinking about writing a book or maybe has started but hasn't finished, what would be your message to them?
Uh, do it.
Do
Just do
it.
it. Don't
Yes.
don't wait.
Yeah.
Um, just dive in because it. I thought I'd never be able to do
Mm-hmm.
do this. Never thought this would happen.
Yes.
But if I can do it, so
Mm-hmm.
can you.
Exactly.
Um, I, I actually, at the beginning, when it happened, I started to call myself the accidental author.
All right. Okay. That's the truth.
Because it just kind of happened.
Yes.
And I just think if you want to do it, just get out your computer, your phone, whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
start putting down notes and just jotting things down.
Yes.
Um, Memories, biographies are good because
Mm-hmm.
you've got memories. Talk to people who are still alive. If your
Yes.
parents are still alive, you've got aunties,
Mm-hmm.
grandparents. Talk to them, ask them questions
Yes. Yes.
because people don't always write it down like my mum did.
No, that's the thing. That was the beauty of your mom having that almost like that intuition or something in her made her. Maybe it was a good way for her to offload it. Maybe it was her type of therapy.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
actually put in the front of the book, in one bit, I'm sharing this story because it's long overdue. And whenever I tell my children, Michael and Susan, stories about my family, they always say, write it down, Mum. So
Yes.
here's as
Yeah.
much as I can remember.
Uh-huh. Fantastic.
So
Yeah.
she actually, that was actually among her notes. Apparently, we
Mm-hmm.
used to always say, write it down, Mum.
Right. Right. So she did. She took the hint.
It's probably because we didn't want to listen at the time.
That was your way of saying, yeah, keep it for another day.
She's like,
Fantastic.
oh,
Yeah, fantastic. So, well, that's us. That's we've gone over
lovely.
the hour. So yes,
Oh, thank you.
I want to give Sue a big thank you for agreeing to today. She was very Mildly reluctant. You weren't totally
I was
opposed.
very nervous,
Very
yeah.
nervous, which I understand, but thankfully she said yes. And
Yeah, yeah.
Stuart, by the way, I meant to say earlier, he couldn't make it today. This is the times clashed with a
Oh,
family
yeah.
appointment he had, so he sends his regards, but he's looking forward
Oh, well, I
to
send
watching
mine
it.
back.
So yes, I will say goodbye officially, and
Thank you so
thank you,
much.
Sue.
And thank you for inviting me. And well, just thank you for everything, really.
Not a
It's
bother.
it's
It's
been
been my
lovely.
pleasure. It's been my pleasure.
Okay. Take care.
All the best. Bye. Okay.
Thanks.